you guys very creatively and very powerfully came down here to bring to the district attorney your desire, which you have the right under the law to file a criminal complaint alleging either the commission of a crime or the imminent commission of a crime. And we came here, and at first the young woman who met us at the door, Sharon Wu, tried to tell us that we first had to go, that a necessary step was to make a complaint to the police department first.
No.
However, I corrected her and told her that that is not true.
I just explained the reasons why. We
No,
feel
no,
that,
I understand that. I just need to know from my perspective.
I think you know if a major crime. I think you know if a major crime is committed in the city of San Francisco, the district attorney's office would initiate and immediately initiate its own investigation.
We have the ability
That's
to
correct.
do that, but in order for me to have a full picture, I need to know.
So we welcome you to your poor people's led, indigenous people's led revolution. Today we're going to change the conversation. Today we're going to charge the real criminals, the speculators, the real estate snakes, the double lopers, as we call them at Poor Magazine.
Today we are charging the perpetrators with the crime of eviction. How actually does that happen, and how do they get away with these crimes? It's an actual crime. We at Poor Magazine get 5 to 10 calls a week from elders 70, 80, 90 years old, at the point where they're going to actually be evicted and sleeping on the street. And as my sister said, that is an actual act of abuse. So in the elder abuse law, if you willfully or unwillfully cause harm or inflict harm on a body of an elder, you actually could do 1 year jail time or pay a $6,000 crime. If the elder is over 70 years old, you can actually do 5 years. So how is it that this law is on the books that actually protects these people? The Ellis Act law is a civil law. The 308 code under the elder abuse law is a criminal law. That's what we're convicting or filing charges against these criminals on today. So we're going to hear from a couple.
Okay. Hello, thank you for being here. My name is Ben Marcel Santiago, short for Benito Senator Marcelo Santiago. I was born and raised in San Francisco, first generation born American, born Filipino, and I've been living in all the districts. South of Market, Fillmore, Lakeview, Cortland District, and back to DuBois Triangle. I just got a notice, December 13th, said in the 4-unit apartment, 3 are occupied, said all you guys have to get out by January. And at that point, I was freaked out. I started giving things away and just freaking out. Saw this letter from the lawyer. Friends of mine said, Benito, what are you doing? He says, look at the letter. It's a lawyer, got to get out. He says, put your stuff back in. He says, why? It's a lawyer. It's a letter from a lawyer. And then he said, Benito, how old are you? Well, he's 63. I'm 63. Born 1950. He says, well, you should not be getting out in a month or even 3 months. That's what they gave me the second time. 120 days. Because you're an elder, you should be able to have an extension for up to a year. I said, really? So I heard this from different organizations, and so I got a little hope. So I'm a special ed parent. I just came from Phillips Burton High School, and I work with special ed students. And I thought I'd have to retire, because if I found myself homeless, that's what I thought, because I didn't have any pictures. I'm paying.
It has legal authority to initiate its own investigation. That the dimensions of what's being alleged here are such that the district attorney's office needs to undertake the original investigation into these allegations.
That would probably...
Could we at least have a meeting with a representative from the district attorney's office to discuss that?
I'm assuming that you can, so why don't you leave your information, we'll get back to you.
We've already tried to do that, and your voicemail goes nowhere. It says we can't leave a
Well, you're right
message.
here, so can you leave me your information?
Well, why don't we make an appointment right now, instead of
I
leaving?
would need to know who would meet with you, and so I wouldn't want to set something up with you on an exact time unless I knew who from our side would participate in such a meeting. So I'm trying to work with you. So if you give me your name and your number, I guarantee that I will get back to somebody.
Is there a representative from the office today who could meet with the representatives of this organization right now?
I don't know. No, not right now.
Not now?
Right now, I don't think that there is anybody.
You don't think, but could you determine if that's in fact the case? We're willing to wait a little bit if there's someone available today to
Well,
meet.
so I would need to know who you are and who you represent.
You want to go ahead?
Yeah, we represent, I mean, we have right now already listed.
Can I inquire first, have you made any reports with the police department? Or none at all? No. Okay, no reports at all about this with the police department upstairs? Nothing? Okay.
As I explained the reasons why. We
No,
feel that,
I understand that, I just need to know from my perspective.
I think you
if
know
there's anything
if
that's
a major
currently
crime.
available up there.
I think you know if a major crime is committed in the city of San Francisco, the district attorney's office would initiate and immediately initiate its own investigation.
We have the ability
That's
to do
correct.
that,
I
but in order for me to have a full picture, I need to know whether or not anything has been lodged or filed or a complaint with the police department, so that's all I'm asking.
Okay. Well, you've got your answer on that. We
Okay.
want to see the district attorney.
I understand that.
Okay, so, I mean, this is my card if you
Okay.
want that. I'm just one of the people that are hoping to bring these. We have
And this is financial elder abuse or physical?
physical.
There's a 98-year-old woman being forced out of her home in April, and she has nowhere to go. Somebody's actually forcing her out, filing criminal charges against the people who are forcing her out, amongst other people.
This is as it relates to eviction acts, is that what it is? Okay. Okay, let me get back to it.
This refers to the Eviction
Now,
Act.
about whatever complaint it is that you would like us to look at, I'll take that and forward it to the correct people, and I can pick a date with you right now
Well,
and set something
okay,
up.
just a couple of things real quick. One is that we would like to file all of these statements with you at this time.
Okay,
Okay, so we'd
whatever
like
you
to
want
do
to
that.
set, whatever you want to
There-
give me, I'm willing to do.
Okay, I appreciate that. We'd like copies of the complaints since we're
Okay.
filling them out now. Can you do that for us as well?
Can I make copies for you?
Yeah, just a
Please.
copy of,
I will, generally,
okay,
yeah.
okay, I appreciate that as well.
Great,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
what was your name?
10
dear?
cents a
Sharon
copy.
Wu.
First name?
Sharon Wu. W-O.
Sharon Wu. Okay, and you're a clerk, or what is your position?
I'm the chief assistant of operations.
Chief Assistant of Operations. Okay, so, all right, so what's going to happen then is, you're going to take these, you're going to make copies of them. We can go ahead and leave them with you, and they'll be pursued here from this office.
Well, I'm gonna accept what you're giving me right
Okay.
now, and then I'll set up a meeting with you. We can sit down and talk. I will tell you that I would likely, because San Francisco Police Department is our real legal arm, I will probably invite someone from their elder abuse unit to join us.
Great.
I think that's wonderful.
That's fine. We don't
Beautiful.
have a problem with that. Okay, and then, as far as setting up the meeting,
You give me a date, we
can
work.
we give
5
that
days a
information
week.
to you after they have a chance to consult about a date that
About a
works?
date, yeah.
Okay, give us a moment on that.
Okay, then do you want to give me something to talk?
Have you finished with all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a few more.
You got a few more? You want to do more? I think we could start with these.
Now, you could file these, and you could also bring more additions.
Yeah,
You're not
let's start
precluded
with
from
these.
doing that,
Okay,
but
let me
it's up
take
to you.
these and bring whatever you want, whatever else that you want.
Alright, sounds good. Wait, one
Pick a
thing.
date and I'll take these and make copies and bring them back.
Okay, let's talk about it.
That's the victim. Was the victim of Patricia?
Great.
Or maybe, Thursday afternoon.
Friday's great.
Friday,
We're
so,
back.
either Valentine's Day or the 21st.
Want to do the 21st?
You talk about it, let me make some copies and I'll be right back.
Some significance or show some love for
real.
I was thinking like that.
Show some love on Valentine's Day.
That's true. Let's do it. What do you think? Let's do it. Because you know, Port has to do our Valentine's Day event anyway.
So that's the first thing. I'm happy to be, and I'm proud also to be campaign manager for Luis Rodriguez. All right, So what happened here is that you guys very creatively and very powerfully came down here to bring to the district attorney your desire, which you have the right under the law to file a criminal complaint alleging either the commission of a crime or the imminent commission of a crime. And we came here, and at first the young woman who met us at the door, Sharon Wu, tried to tell us that we first had to go, that a necessary step was to make a complaint to the police department first. However, I corrected her and told her that that is not true, that the district attorney always has the independent legal ability to initiate its own independent investigation. You better believe that if a major crime was committed in the streets of San Francisco tomorrow night, the district attorney would be on the television announcing the investigation into that crime. So it's not true that a criminal complaint has to go through the local police department. A crime of this magnitude and crimes of this magnitude of elders being pushed into the streets to face great bodily harm or death, those are serious crimes the district attorney's office should do. So she had to back down, and she accepted the statements that you guys proffered to her, gave us copies, they have those statements. That means that they are now on actual notice as law enforcement officials. They are on actual notice of facts which may give rise to evidence of the commission of a crime. These are tremendous accomplishments, what you've done here. It's also my understanding that this is a legal theory that is on breaking relatively new ground. We used to talk about this kind of stuff back in law school. You guys are actually doing it. And I'll tell you something. I was asked by the reporter out there. I was asked